5:30, let's stand up, please. Mr. Gerald Green to lead us in prayer tonight.
Our Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for this opportunity that we have to come together at this time. And we ask you to be with our readers, give them wisdom in the decisions that they make, that they might need the best for this city and the people who live here. Our Father, we thank you for your Son, Jesus. It is through his name that we pray these things. Amen.
Where they're going with you.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Change of pace. Beginning here, we have a public hearing. And give everybody a chance, if they so choose, to comment on a rezoning. It's the Quick Shop, just south of town, and there's a legal description, section 2, township 11. It's right there in front of everybody. It's going to be rezoned from agricultural to commercial. Understand that correctly? Somebody wants to comment on that? Anything positive, now's your chance. Hearing none, we'll go ahead and move along. And this is a call for a resolution, that's it? That's all. Easy enough. Now call to order the regular meeting of the hospital, recreational, solid waste, and airport authorities, and consider a motion for approval of the consent agenda. Anybody?
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Huber?
Yes.
Trustee Valerie?
Yes.
Trustee Martinez?
Yes.
Trustee Rudolph?
Yes.
And Chairman?
Yes. No action items here, trustee reports. Recreational, hospital, solid waste, and airport. Mr. Scott?
No, sir.
Audience participation regarding these authorities. Consider motion to adjourn this portion of the meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Huber?
Yes.
Trustee Valerie?
Yes.
Trustee Rudolph?
Yes.
Trustee Martinez?
Yes.
And Chairman?
Yes, Public Works Authority agenda. Motion for approval of the consent agenda. Anybody?
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Huber?
Yes.
Trustee Valerie?
Yes.
Trustee Martinez?
Yes.
Trustee Rudolph?
Yes.
And Chairman?
Yes, we have an interesting action item, purchase of chlorine dioxide generator.
Jeremy, would you go ahead and present that, please?
What we have is a chlorine dioxide generator as a part of the disinfection equipment for the water plant at the lake. And when we had the chlorine leak in 2011, it was damaged. We tried to repair it and haven't had much luck. So what I brought for y'all is 3 quotes and then also a lease option. It's a really expensive option, but I thought I'd at least show you that we looked at everything. What we looked at is about 5 to 10 is our average lifespan of those chlorine dioxide generators. That one that we currently have is a little over 15 years old, so it's met its lifespan, even though it went through the chlorine leak. The ones that we quoted all have 12 months warranties from the time they're installed, or 18 months from the time they're received. They're all comparable. The primary difference between the units is the unit that Severn Trent quoted is a 2 chem unit, similar to the one that's at the plant now. The other units provided for 3 chem units. And not much difference as far as they all generate the same product for the disinfection. One of the reasons why the price difference was so much different was we passed along our distributor pricing to the city of Clinton, which made up about $15,000 in savings.
Pretty good. Seems like 2 can do better than 3 can.
It's easier to keep up with, and that's one less chemical you don't have to worry about feeding, so that's savings as well.
Oh, pretty easy vote.
Sounds like a good option. I would recommend this we authorize the purchase of this unit from Severn Trent, $29,153.
I'll second that motion.
Thanks, Chairman.
Trustee Rudolph?
Yes.
Trustee Huber?
Yes.
Trustee Valerie?
Yes.
Trustee Martinez?
Yes.
And Chairman?
Yes. Yeah.
I have a question or two though. This this particular piece of equipment, where are we at? We received the insurance settlement money. Where are we at on that being obligated to repairs? Is this part of the insurance settlement money?
Yes.
Okay. And how much of the repairs have been done out there, and where are we at?
We are about 95% complete on the electrical work. All they have left is a little bit of programming to do. Expect that to be done in a couple of weeks. And I believe Burns McDonald is working on the rehab of the pouring room right now.
Do we know what kind of cost we've incurred?
What we've discussed is retaining the type of system that you have, which is chlorine gas, or going to the liquid bleach. If your chlorine room had been properly built, correct me if I'm wrong there,
Yeah, you're fine.
but if it had been properly built with a ventilation system and with everything buttoned up so that chlorine couldn't go in the wrong direction, we wouldn't be having this discussion today. So with the availability of chlorine gas and the room that you have, what we're doing is comparing cost. And we've talked about this with Burns McDonald enough to know that if we just refurbish and retrofit what we have, we'll be safe, and it will be less expensive for us to go that route than to go to liquid bleach. Because if I understand correctly, the tank that holds the liquid bleach would be comparable to what you see on the back of a semi going down the
Yeah,
highway.
they'd be roughly 10,000 gallon.
Yeah.
bulk
How
tanks.
much money have we spent out there on the repairs?
I can't
And I don't
answer
have
that.
that information,
Okay.
with me. I'm not sure.
That's okay.
Do you have?
It's roughly around 200,000.
Okay.
But we haven't spent that much, have we, Jerry?
Yeah, that's how much we spent up to this
Okay.
point.
We got 400.
We got 499 out of the settlement.
Okay. That was my question.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you, Jerry.
All right. Big decision then. Trustee reports?
I have a comment. I would like to commend Donald Webb and his staff for the hard work they did in the cold weather and in the water for getting our leak fixed from time to time. Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anybody else? Positive comments, we appreciate it. That was, yeah. We're on a roll. Roll. Want to give any?
Yes, sir, I do.
Audience participation? Consider a motion to adjourn this portion of the meeting. Motion to adjourn.
A second.
Trustee Lowry,
Yes.
trustee Martinez,
Yes.
trustee Rudolph,
Yes.
trustee Huber,
Yes.
and Sharon.
Yes, industrial authority agenda. Motion for approval of the consent agenda, please, Rob.
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Huber,
Yes.
trustee Martinez,
Yes.
trustee Rudolph,
Yes.
trustee Lowry,
Yes.
and Sharon.
Yes, we have a lease here in action item, and
You know, what you have in front of you is a lease between the city and ATB Material Logistics. They lease the city property that's referred to as the old cotton gin, I believe. There was a chemical spill there that was remediated, DEQ was involved, so it was done properly and to their satisfaction. That company has since, according to my conversations with the principal, it is, Mr. Bingo, it has since ceased to be. Another company that Mr. Bingo was associated with, has relocated to the industrial, I'll call it part of Clinton, south of I-40. Mr. Bingo called me and told me that APB had ceased to function. It was no longer a company, therefore, the lease that we had would be with no one that was in existence. APB, as I understand it, is a Texas company. Because we're in the second or third year of a 5-year lease, he made a proposal to settle the terms of that lease. In other words, lump sum payment of $10,000 and that the lease would go away. He's buying a lease is what he's doing. And that is what's on the table in front of the council today.
I can't see how it would be a good deal if the company's not in existence.
It seems to be. Anyway,
I'd make the motion we accept his proposal.
Second, anybody?
I'll second.
Trustee Randolph.
Yes.
Trustee Martinez.
Yes.
Trustee Lowry.
Yes.
Trustee Huber.
Yes.
And Chairman.
Yes, trustee reports?
no, sir, thank you.
Oh, city manager's report?
No.
Trustee reports? Back up. Audience participation? Consider a motion to adjourn this portion of the meeting?
So moved. Second.
Trustee Huber.
Yes.
Trustee Martinez.
Yes.
Trustee Randolph.
Yes.
Trustee Lowry.
Yes.
And Chairman.
Yes. Clinton City Council. Motion for approval of the consent agenda?
So moved. Second.
Councilman Huber.
Yes.
Councilman Martinez.
Yes.
Councilman Lowry.
Yes.
Councilman Randolph.
Yes.
And Mayor.
Yes. Action item A, ordinance 956 regarding rezoning owned by ASAP Energy Incorporated.
That's property we just had a public hearing.
Yeah.
I'd make a motion we adopt ordinance 956, rezone the property.
Second, anybody?
Second that.
Councilman Randolph.
Yes.
Councilman Huber.
Yes.
Councilman Lowry.
Yes.
Councilman Martinez.
Yes.
And Mayor.
Yes. Congratulations.
There is an emergency clause on it.
Okay, so legally we need to,
I make a motion we adopt the emergency.
I'll second.
Councilman Randolph.
Yes.
Councilman Martinez.
Yes.
Councilman Huber.
Yes.
Councilman Lowry.
yes.
And Mayor.
Yes. Thank you. Action item B, expenditure for the Clinton Public Library.
There is a commentary in your packet, but I would ask Lisa to comment on, to shoot some conversation with the library.
During our budget process, the Western Plains Library System came to the city and said that they would like to work an agreement with the city whereby we would replace the flooring in the building. The flooring is the original carpet and tile that was put in when the building was built. And they had an estimate on what the cost would be. It was approximately $30,000. And they asked if the city would designate $15,000 for this. That was included in our budget. It was discussed during the budget process, but due to the amount of the expenditure, we needed the council to take action on it tonight.
How old was that building?
I think it was built in 91.
91 is correct.
91.
It's not bad. Younger than I am. You ever vote up there?
In a high traffic area.
I'll make a motion that we authorize the expenditure of $15,000 on carpet.
Councilman Randolph.
Yes.
Councilman Lowry.
Yes.
Councilman Martinez.
Yes.
Councilman Huber.
Yes.
And Mayor.
Yes. Action item C, resolution 839 regarding a charter change, filing periods, election dates.
Ryan and I have had numerous conversations regarding this issue, and I thought I'd ask Ryan to explain the charter change process to the city council and
Sure. Yeah, we kind of discussed it roundabout whenever the last one was, when we didn't get it published, I didn't get it published. So essentially, it's governed by two different things, the charter changes, the Constitution and statutes. The statutes and the Constitution are not necessarily identical in how they read, but through conversations with the governor's office, we now believe we have a clear understanding of what is expected of us. We passed a resolution. The resolution contains the full language of the charter change. The resolution is published, and at the same time, we passed the election proclamation, which puts the charter change on the ballot for the the public's approval, we then submit a whole packet full of information to the governor's office. They make sure that we dot our i's and cross our t's, and then they bless our new charter. So, in a nutshell, that's what we did. The one thing that we missed last time was the publication, and we will cure that this time.
This is
there's-
exactly what we voted on in the last election.
This one, this resolution 839 is the exact same thing that was voted on by the council and passed by the voting public whenever we had an election in November. And we just got to redo it again and publish it.
It was 70 or 80%, wasn't it?
I make a motion, we approve resolution number 839. Second.
Councilman Huglen,
Yes.
Councilman Martinez,
Yes.
Councilman Lowry,
Yes.
Councilman Rodoff,
Yes.
and Mayor.
Yes. Action item D, an election proclamation for the same resolution.
This is proclamation that goes along with the resolution that was
Correct.
just passed.
This is the proclamation that you approve this. This goes to the election board and tells them what to put on the ballot.
Motion, anybody?
I'll make a motion that we adopt this proclamation.
I'll second that.
Councilman Huglen,
Yes.
Councilman Lowry,
Yes.
Councilman Rodoff,
Yes.
Councilman Martinez,
Yes.
and Mayor.
Yes. Action item E, resolution 840, another charter change to be in compliance with the state bidding act.
If you read the Clinton Daily News, you saw an article written by Gerald that addressed this topic. There are laws and state statutory laws that govern competitive bidding act. And then the city also has purchasing law. Well, they're certainly not identical, and per my conversation with Brian, it's most likely that the city's laws were in place prior to. So all we're trying to do is kind of clean things up, create clarity, just give us one set of rules to abide by. I think, if you have any comments to make?
Nope, the charter was adopted in 61, obviously, this was passed in 74, so.
Debbie?
Bring it
Debbie?
down.
That's exactly what it's doing, is trying to basically comply with state statutes, add a more neutral level cap dollar amount, particular being in the charter, because those dollar amounts change with economic factors.
Well, the dollar amount set by the council anyway.
Right.
The bidding per state statute set that limitation on what you have to bid at, so we would be following state statute law by doing that.
Motion, anybody?
I make a motion we adopt resolution 840.
Second.
Second.
Councilman Rodoff,
Yes.
Councilman Martinez,
Yes.
Councilman Lowry,
Yes.
Councilman Huglen,
Yes.
and Mayor.
Yes. Action item F, an election proclamation for the same resolution.
That's right. I move we adopt this election proclamation.
I'll second that.
Councilman Rodoff,
Yes.
Councilman Lowry,
Yes.
Councilman Huglen,
Yes.
Councilman Martinez,
Yes.
and Mayor.
Yes. Action item G, resolution 841 regarding the sale of property at established values.
Currently, your charter calls for action if the city is to sell anything that exceeds $3,000, I believe. And whatever that action is, that's required is
Vote of the people.
to sell anything over $3,000.
Really?
So as you can imagine, either that's a piece of equipment or, you're just not going to sell much at $3,000. Then we're asking to go to the vote of people to increase the level from 3,000 to, I believe, 25,000 before we have to go to the vote of people.
And essentially, that's a CPI adjustment from 61 to present.
Yeah. I can't imagine a situation where you have to use that.
I make a motion we adopt resolution 840.
I'll second that motion.
Councilman Rodoff,
Yes.
Councilman Huglen,
Yes.
Councilman Lowry,
Yes.
Councilman Martinez,
Yes.
Right.
Mayor.
Yes. Election action item H, an election proclamation for the same resolution 841.
Yes, sir.
Anybody, motion?
I make a motion we approve the election proclamation.
I'll say.
Councilman Lowry,
Yes.
Councilman Martinez,
Yes.
Councilman Rodoff,
Yes.
Councilman Fiedler,
Yes.
and Mayor.
Yes. Action item I, resolution 842, calling a special election relating to amending, sales tax.
This is for the half-cent sales tax that would begin July 1st and expire September the 30th of 2019. The proceeds to be dedicated to the repayment of the 2014 bond issue. Is that correct? That's what this does.
These are the interesting ones.
I would make a motion we adopt resolution 842.
I'll second that motion.
Councilman Rodoff,
Yes.
Councilman Fiedler,
Yes.
Councilman Martinez,
Yes.
Councilman Lowry,
Yes.
and Mayor.
Yes. Action item J, an election proclamation for resolution 842. Motion, anybody?
That's a move.
I'll second that motion.
Councilman Lowry,
Yes.
Councilman Fiedler,
Yes.
Councilman Rodoff,
Yes.
Councilman Martinez,
Yes.
and Mayor.
Yes.
He said,
Yes.
skip down to M before you indicate.
Okay. M, consider and discuss amendment to ordinance 954.
And the reason I asked you to skip down, because it will change if you decide to implement the amendment that Mark is going to potentially suggest on 955, it will change the language in resolution 843, so we'll need to have that in the motion.
Okay, say that, would you say that again? What has the motion need to read?
Okay, I'll just jump on Mark's toes here. Before, we adopted ordinances 954 and 955 at last council session, which implements the tax.
Okay.
Obviously, because it's a tax election, or it's a tax issue, you all pass the ordinance, it then goes to the vote of people. We had circulated these particular ordinances, but prior to, or after you all voted on them, we got comments back from bond council that suggested a one-line revision in the ordinances. Essentially change the language to, rather than limiting ourselves just to repayment of debt associated with these bond issues, to allow us flexibility in the long term on this .95, to allow it to take out a line of text so that if we ever refinance our bonds in the future, we have the ability to, without going back to the people, use these proceeds for that bond issue.
Oh.
Instead of limiting it to just that 2014, because I have a line of text in the ordinance that limits it to payment on the 2014 bond.
Well, I thought we had already voted on
Right, yeah. So what we would do, and it really, and Mark astutely pointed out that on 842, which is just the five-year tax, 0.5 to 5 years, really doesn't matter whether we have the ability to we're not going to refinance our bonds in the next 5 years, but on this 30-year tax, it might be beneficial to some future council to be able to use those proceeds from 0.95% without having to go back to the people to ask them to approve it differently.
And if you were to reissue bonds, then it would be the 2014 bond issue, it would be 2020.
But it'd still be the original debt, basically.
Yes.
It's the exact same thing. All we would do is remove one line that says, for this particular bond issue.
But that would be on 955 that you're talking about.
Correct.
Not, we're gonna leave 954 alone. We really
Right.
don't need to change that because of the lack of tax.
Then we wouldn't have to, because we will have to republish the ordinance. It'll have to be republished.
But it does
Same as
not,
publishing it.
it doesn't stop us from going to vote the people
It does not.
in April.
This election proclamation and the resolution calling for the special election start the process of the election. We just got, and typically, the ordinance, the resolution, and the election proclamation are going to be all done at one time. We wanted to get that ordinance in front of you all as quickly as possible the last time, 954, 955, So I didn't have the resolution of the election proclamations ready, which is why they're on this agenda.
So you need a motion to amend ordinance 955 or just 954 and 955?
Just 955, to remove the line of text which relates specifically to payment only on this bond issue.
And we would do this because if we refinance the bonds, we would not have to go back to a vote of the people to utilize these funds for something other than the
This
payment of
particular bond issue.
2014 bond issue.
What I would suggest that you would say is, in lieu of, click on K. Seth.
Wherever you go.
Good. After, down here in Proposition 1, it says 85% of the proceeds shall be applied to the continued debt service of the utility system and sales tax revenue bonds, Series 2014. Instead of saying debt service, instead of saying sales tax revenue bonds of 2014, it can just read, shall be applied to the continued debt service of the utility system.
And that encompasses the debt that was encumbered by the 2000.
And any potential future debt, including refinance, which is,
It's like we got a new credit.
Yeah, if you reissue,
Yeah.
refinance.
Right.
That's what we're talking about, refinance.
Yeah.
Rates are pretty low, though.
We probably would never do it.
Oh,
You never know.
that was our thought, but the 955 goes from 2019 to 2000.
44.
Yeah, 2044.
We want some more money by
Yeah, we might have another project.
Well, that's true, but you're just creating flexibility for yourself, is what you're
And future.
doing. Yeah, and future councils.
Reconsider.
I make a motion, we amend, ordinance 955.
Yes.
By the lead, the 2014.
As proposed by the city attorney.
I'll second that motion.
Councilman Rodoff,
Yes.
Councilman Lowry,
Yes.
Councilman Martinez,
Yes.
Councilman Hewland,
Yes.
and Mayor.
Yes. Good deal. Action item L,
Okay.
that we got, okay.
Yeah.
Resolution 843 regarding the special election for the,
So now you want a resolution approving 843 with the changes just previously discussed? I'll make that motion.
Good job.
I'll second that motion.
Councilman Lowry,
Yes.
Councilman Hewland,
Yes.
Councilman Martinez,
Yes.
Councilman Rodoff,
Yes.
and Mayor.
Yes. Action item L, election proclamation for resolution 843. Give it to a vote.
I so move we adopt the election proclamation.
I'll second.
Councilman Rodoff,
Yes.
Councilman Martinez,
Yes.
Councilman Lowry,
Yes.
Councilman Hewland,
Yes.
and Mayor.
Yes. What is the election going to be?
April 7th.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Make date. Action item N, budget transfer with capital improvement fund.
There is commentary, but I would ask that Deborah come up and present.
Oh, I didn't sit too long, okay. This is budget transfers for the capital improvement fund. It's budget transfer just within line items in that fund already, budget that was approved in the year. It's covering a few things we needed to cover, small amounts. We had to buy a meter reading system that we weren't expecting this year, so we put some money in that line. A little bit of overage we had on the fire truck purchase, just because of the administrative costs it took for the grant administration. A little bit extra on the swimming pool cover, things like that. And then also the money that we spent at the Armory, the Parks and Rec Department spent at the Armory to remodel all of that building. We're taking those funds from some from our contingency line, which we had in that budget already, and from a vehicle purchase that was not gonna happen because we ended up not needing that vehicle. It's not increasing the capital improvement fund budget, it is strictly, moving it around.
Yeah, motion, anybody, I know one of the movements got, a floor bill that, the armory, right?
The armor,
Yeah.
yes,
In the process of.
Yeah.
it's almost getting to completion.
That we approve the budget transfers for capital improvement.
Motion, or second, anybody?
I'll second that motion.
Councilman Rodoff?
Yes.
Councilman Lowry?
Yes.
Councilman Huglen?
Yes.
Councilman Martinez?
Yes.
And Mayor.
Yes.
The next item is a supplemental budget to the capital improvement fund. That is actually changing the budget as you approved it for July 1 for this fiscal year. It is increasing the revenue side and the expenditure side, both. This was actually something that when we were working on the budgets, we thought this was going to be totally complete by June 30th on the Chapman Road project. It was the final payment request from the Department of Transportation. We thought we would have that all completed by June 30th. We didn't get that request until actually the month of December or January. We just paid that out for that final payment to DOT. It's really carrying that over from last year to this year. And those funds they were originally approved by the council for the contract with the Department of Transportation. Oh gosh, I don't remember when that was. And alternate one. This is basically that alternate one we have not paid for yet. The funds are coming from the ED funds to fund it, so it'll be a revenue source from the ED funds into the capital improvement money, and the expenditure was to pay DOT for the final payment, and that was for alternate one.
Armory's nice. It is. Motion, anybody?
This is Chapman Road.
Oh, yeah, it's armory, I told you, but.
I move we approve the supplemental budget for capital improvement.
I second.
Thank you.
Councilman Rodoff?
Yes.
Councilman Martinez?
Yes.
Councilman Lowry?
Yes.
Councilman Huglen?
Yes.
And Mayor.
Yes. Thanks, Deborah.
Uh-huh.
Council reports? Superintendent's reports?
I want to thank everybody for coming to Randy Carpenter's retirement reception. I want to thank the staff that put it together. I thought it was, something that was really nice, something that, I don't know if you owe Randy, but it was nice to be able to recognize him for here for 25 years. That's a long time. And during the short time that I was here, I met Randy, was around me, and he tried to help me to understand the function of the Clinton Fire Department. Every other city I've been around has a fire department, but none of them function exactly the same. And I know Randy's not here right now, but I do want to publicly thank him for what he really tried to help me with. It's nice when you have employees that are valued members of the community, and Randy was. Very respected statewide, known, because I did go back to some of my old fire chief personalities and speak to them, and Randy was respected. Clinton's been well served. Thank you.
Yes, sir. What's that? Audience participation? Consider motion to adjourn this meeting?
Make that motion.